Hi, in this video we are going to review together how to use the question words, and this is a review from your grammar lesson in Unit 11. So, what's the question word that I should use if I want to ask someone about the age, his age? For example, if I want to know his age. So the question word that I should use is how old. How old are you? Now if I want to ask about the distance between two places, okay, let's say for example between Medinat Zaid and Abu Dhabi, so I should use the question word how far. How far is Abu Dhabi from Medinat Zaid? And you would answer it's about 150 kilometers. Now, what's the question word that I should use if I want to ask about the number or the quantity of a countable noun? I should use how many. How many, we use it to know the number or the quantity of a countable nouns. Countable noun. For example, how many apples do you have? And with the uncountable nouns, we should use how much. For example, how much sugar do you want in your coffee? Now, when you want to ask about the speed, you should use the question word how fast. So, for example, you can ask someone, how fast how fast does your car go? My car goes from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5 seconds, for example. The next one is how long. We use how long when you want to know the length or the duration. Okay, the fitra zamaniya, duration. For example, how long is your hair? Or how long is the table, this table? Or how long does the movie last? The movie lasts for 2 hours. How tall? We use the word how tall, the question word how tall, when you ask someone about their height or the height of anything. For example, how tall is Burj Khalifa? So you would say Burj Khalifa is about 800 meters high. When you want to ask about a thing, you tend to use the question word what. For example, if you want to ask someone about his name or her name, you say, what is your name? If you want to ask about a place, for example, Abu Dhabi or the cinema or anything related to a place, you would use the question words where. When you want to ask about the time, you would use the question word when or what time. But most of the time we use when. When you ask someone to choose between 2 things or 3 things or 4 things, you would use the question word which. For example, I would ask you, which do you prefer, tea or coffee? So here I'm asking you to choose between 2 things, tea or coffee. So I would use the question word which. Which one do you like best? And finally, when you want to ask someone about the reason, you would say why. For example, why are you late? All right, so let's move to the next slide. Now, how can we use the question word properly to make a correct question? So first you would use the question word, for example, how far. Then you would use a helping verb, so do if your question is in the present, or did if your question is in the past. So how far do? Then you would use a subject, you, and then a verb, live. And also you can add an object if you need, but it's not necessary. So how far do you live? So you mostly need 1, 2, 3, 4 things. The question word, how far, the helping verb do or did, the subject, you or we or they, and finally the verb. Now, how do you use the question word with the verb to be? Am, is, are, or in the past was, were. So first, as you can see, you need four things. So the first one is your question word. Then you need a verb, the verb to be, am, is, or are, or was or were if your question is in the past. Then you need the subject, and finally you need the object. So the question word here in this example is how many. How many students? Okay, because you are asking about the number of something. So you're asking about the number of students. So the noun students needs to be right after many. How many students? Are is your verb, there is your subject, and in your class it's your object. That's it. Thank you for watching.